Hello, dear traders. Hello, my friends. How is everybody doing today? My name is Angie. I am a financial analyst with Olymp, and during this webinar, we are going to speak about safe haven assets and gold. As always, my friends, let's go ahead and check the sound and the picture to make sure that you can hear me and that you can see me well before we get started. As always, I always love to hear in chat what country you're joining me from today. You can just simply send a shout out and say hello, or just put a plus sign so that I know that you can hear me and see me well before we get started. Jayashri Ravi Kumar, hello from India. Hello, hello. Attain your inner Buddha. I remember this name. I really like your nickname. Hello, Angie. Hello to you as well. Shabana Khan, very nice to see you. Hello, hello. And yes, so thank you so much for that confirmation. I do see that everything is okay with the sound and the picture. Now, before we proceed with the topic for today, I do have a little announcement. Starting next Monday, which is going to be February the 1st, we are starting a brand new challenge, my friends. It's called the 6 Days Traders Way Challenge. You do have to use a special promo code. It is TW2021. Let me go ahead and write it in chat right now. The promo code is TW2021. I also have the promo code pinned in chat, and also the promo code is going to be in the description of this video as well. The promo code provides you with a 30% deposit bonus, and also you are automatically in the list of participants for the challenge. So as far as the challenge goes, as many of you know, when you register an account, you're automatically assigned the starter status, and you start your path on your trader's way, like you can see right here. So basically, we'll go over all of this and explain the advantages of the different statuses. We are also going to show you how to go about completing all these daily tasks and the XP points and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting. So I already completed 2 steps of my 3 daily tasks for today. Next week, we will be trading and we'll have live streams every single day, including next Saturday. By participating, you enter a chance to win prizes, and also you are going to be able to test drive each status with us during the challenge. So you can test drive the starter status, the advanced status, and also the expert status. More details will be posted soon. So you definitely want to keep up with our community. So this is the homepage of our YouTube channel. If you click on community right here, we do have a post explaining everything that's going to be happening starting on Monday. You do have the promo code in the community as well. And of course, we're going to post more information like regarding the dates and like the prizes and all that stuff very soon. So I do want to mention that you definitely want to make sure that you are subscribed. As always, my friends, please give this video a thumbs up. Show me your support. It really does help. And ring the bell so that you're always up to date, so that you don't miss out on our notifications, you don't miss out on our publications, our releases, and so forth. Alrighty, so once again, don't forget the promo code. It's already working today, so you can start using it right now, today, tomorrow, as soon as possible, so that you enter a chance to win. So the promo code is TW2021. I posted it in chat. It's pinned in chat. It's in the description of this video as well. Alrighty, so my friends, what exactly is a safe haven asset? A safe haven asset is a financial instrument which is unlikely to diminish in value during market turmoil. Market turmoil and market uncertainty is when people around the world or in certain regions are anxious and full of suspicion. Market turmoil is when the global economy or an economy in a certain region is at risk. It's a time of crisis and a time of panic. Now, whenever there are times of uncertainties and commotion, traders and investors tend to withdraw their investments from risky assets, preferring to invest them in safe haven assets so that they can protect their money from potential losses. Since we're on the topic, what are risk assets? So these are financial instruments that can be affected by economic downturns. For example, as a general overview, if an economy is not doing good, this can cause unemployment, which causes a drop in spending. If people are not spending, they're not consuming, then the price of many company shares will drop because they are not making money. And also for another example, New Zealand and Australia are very trade dependent countries. They rely on trade, on exporting, on selling their goods to other countries in order for the country to have money. So if things are not going good in the global economy and things are not going good with trade, this would be a harmful factor for the national currencies of Australia and New Zealand. And therefore the AUD and the NZD are considered to be more like risk currencies. And they are also called commodity currencies because New Zealand is very rich in dairy and Australia is rich in iron and coal. So these are their main export riches. My friends, I will check back with you in chat a little bit later on. Narish is asking, is the webinar Q&A session today any risk trades? Not today, Naresh, but if you did join a little bit later, I did announce that we're going to have a really exciting challenge coming up next week. So there are going to be a lot of prizes and, of course, risk-free trades. So our main topic for today is gold. But what I would like to do first is let's talk about safe haven assets and safe haven instruments in general. Let's see what safe haven assets are available and why these trading instruments are considered to be safe haven assets. Let's start with the United States dollar. So as many of you know, the United States dollar is a global reserve currency. This means that it is an international currency. It is the most liquid currency because many central banks around the world and many financial instruments and other monetary authorities keep large quantities of the United States dollar as part of their foreign exchange reserves. Liquidity means that it can be exchanged easily. So to keep they keep large quantities of the United States dollar for international transactions and international investments. So this is why it's the international reserve currency. So by doing so, they don't have to worry about the exchange rate of their national currencies. Now, another important thing to note is that some of the major currencies such as gold, some of the major commodities such as gold and oil are priced in the United States dollar, and so nations around the world also keep the United States dollar as a reserve to pay for these goods as well. Now, adding to the fact that the United States is the largest economy of the world, we can clearly see that the United States dollar is a very strong and dominant currency, which is why it is considered to be a safe haven asset. Okay. Now, another safe haven currency is the Japanese yen. After World War II, the Japanese economy was reconstructed and the Bank of Japan became very respected around the world, and the Japanese yen became a major international world currency. Currently, Japan has the third strongest and largest economy in the world after the United States and China. Another thing to consider is that the country's trade production is higher than their debt, which makes them a strong economy. And also, we have to take note that there are a lot of Japanese investors that own foreign assets. They invest in foreign industries. And whenever there is trouble on the financial markets, these Japanese investors withdraw their funds from their risk assets, and the money moves back into the domestic market, which strengthens the Japanese yen. Likewise, with the Japanese yen, we also have the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc is also considered to be a safe haven currency. This is because, for one thing, the Swiss government is very neutral when it comes to politics. The country has a very strong economy and also a very strong banking system. In addition to that, I'd like to mention that Switzerland is not a member of the European Union, and so the CHF, the Swiss franc, tends to bypass any negative political and economic circumstances in the EU. Now, since we are still on this topic about safe havens, another interesting thing to consider is defensive stocks. Oops, just a second here. So now I know the market is closed right now, but what are defensive stocks, you might ask? Well, in the beginning of the stream, we discussed that when there is economic troubles, businesses close, people lose their jobs, and they don't have the funds to shop and consume. Now, obviously, whenever we have less money to spend, we are first going to stop buying things that are not necessary, right? So the purchase of a brand new gadget like the latest iPhone 12 may be laid off for a later time, or the purchase of a brand new perfume or a brand new purse that I don't need to survive will also be laid off. But there are things that the average person will continue to buy. So these are daily life essentials like food, like toiletries and other goods that are needed for everyday life. Also, healthcare stocks tend to perform better during market uncertainty as compared to other stocks, because regardless of what's going on in the world, people will continue to feel unwell and become sick and need healthcare. And therefore, some of the more popular defense stocks are, for example, Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson, Coca-Cola, and perhaps even Philip Morris International, just to name a few so that you understand. So even if the market is crashing, these stocks will definitely perform better than other stocks, because these are shares of companies that provide everyday essential needs for people. Now, although we don't have this on the platform, I still want to mention another safe haven alternative, which is government bonds. A government bond is where you basically lend money to the government and they pay you a periodic interest payments, and the government has to pay back the entire amount that was loaned to them at the end of the bond agreement. Excuse me. So investors, of course, obviously tend to have more confidence in bonds issued by governments of developed economies like the United States. So, and yes, the most popular are the U.S. Treasury bills and bonds. Bills and bonds are basically the same thing. The only difference is the duration of the loan agreement. Alrighty, so now that we've covered that, let's finally talk about gold. So My friends, gold has been considered a store of value for thousands of years. A store of value is something that keeps its purchasing power over time. Because of this, I want to mention that because gold has been around for such a long time and has developed a reputation of a precious metal with high value, we, the people, believe it is a safe haven. So this global psychology is what often turns investors and traders to gold in times of global political and global economic tensions. So this is actually what is commonly referred to as the self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, another very important thing about gold is the supply. See, gold is taken from the earth, and unlike paper money, it cannot be printed, and therefore its supply cannot be manipulated. And also another thing is that gold keeps its physical value over time. So as you know, gold does not rot, it does not decay, and does not wear out. And this also adds to the irrefutable, meaning the undeniable value. And so gold has been historically known as a safe haven asset, which can either retain, keep in value, or appreciate, increase in value during market turbulence. Here I also want to mention an interesting factor. In the beginning of the stream, when we first started with the USD as a safe haven asset, I mentioned that some major global commodities such as oil and gold are priced in the United States dollar. And so here we have to consider that although the United States dollar and gold are both considered to be safe haven assets, they do tend to somewhat anti-correlate. Anti-correlate means that when the price of one asset goes up, the price of the other asset goes down, and vice versa. So why does this happen with USD and gold? Because if you think about it, if the price of the United States dollar is increasing, this means that gold becomes more expensive to buy, especially for foreign investors that have to convert their national currencies to the USD. And likewise, when the price of the United States dollar is decreasing, it becomes less expensive and more profitable to buy gold. So you definitely want to keep this in mind. Now, since we covered the theory behind safe haven assets, let's see what's going on with the price of gold now. My friends, I do want to mention that today is a special and an interesting day. Today at 7 and 7:30 p.m. GMT, the United States Federal Reserve will host its first monetary policy meeting of 2021. Additionally, it's going to be the first meeting under the new administration of newly elected President Joe Biden. Now, the interest rate is at historic lows right now, 0 to 0.25%, and will likely, in the United States, and will likely remain at these low rates for an extended period of time to help the economy while the world continues to battle the pandemic monstrosity. Therefore, the main focus is definitely going to be on the press conference from Jerome Powell at 7:30 p.m. GMT. As you may already know, the new United States Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, along with the Biden administration, have proposed a new additional $1.9 trillion stimulus package to help the economy recover during the pandemic. By the way, yesterday, my colleague Yaroslav released a very interesting video where he covers the new Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, the new stimulus package, and also goes in depth about the earnings report and stocks, because right now the earnings season is at its peak with like some major companies reporting. I do. Let me go ahead and share the link to that stream in chat right now. And also, so you definitely want to check it out. And if you're watching this video after the stream, then of course you will have a hint come up in this upper right corner. So you definitely want to watch it for some interesting information regarding the earnings report and Janet Yellen, the new stimulus package, and stuff like that. By the way, additionally, yesterday the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund Organization, increased their global outlook for 2021 on hopes of massive vaccinations. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Fed Chair Jerome Powell will have to say about the United States recovery and their outlook. If the tone from the Fed Reserve is going to be positive, then the United States dollar may see a rise and gold may see a decline. Likewise, and my friends, this is important. This is what market participants will be paying attention to during the press conference. The markets will be looking for clues from the Fed regarding tapering. Tapering means that the government will start to tighten and reverse their policies, such as, for example, reducing the amount of government bonds that they are selling, reducing stimulus, and later on increasing the interest rate. So, like, if they see that the economy is recovering, then obviously this tapering is going to start. But on the other hand, it's probably still too early for the Fed to speak about tapering because the economy is still battling the pandemic. Some states are increasing restrictions because of new increased virus cases, and therefore talks about tapering and the economic recovery may come later in the year. But it's still very important to listen up, because if there is any mention about tapering, then the US dollar will likely see a huge recovery and the price of gold will drop. Now, I do want to mention that a few levels that I want to show you here. So right now I'm looking at the daily time frame. Let me go ahead and switch to the 4-hour time frame. The price is traveling in this channel. We do have a strong level of resistance around 1900 per troy ounce. This is actually confirmed by this support and this resistance previously. And likewise, we have a strong level of support in the vicinity around $1,800 per troy ounce. So once we do have this, once we have a breakout in either direction, you definitely want to look at these key levels. What I want to show you also is right now we're looking at the 4-hour time frame on the for gold. If we take our Fibonacci retracement, we can see that the price is actually right now struggling with the 23.6% Fibonacci. And our next potential levels of resistance would be the 38.2% Fibo, which is 1863 per troy ounce. Followed by that, we have 1882, which is the 50% Fibonacci. And after that, we have that 1900 per troy ounce, which is going to be a very strong level of resistance, and also our 61.8% Fibo level. If we have a breakout to the downside, of course, we'll meet some resistance at 1830, followed by 1819, and finally we'll drop to 1805, which is the monthly minimum and also the minimum of 2021. Now, another interesting thing to watch is if I actually look at the more global picture and the daily time frame, and if I have so if I put my Fibonacci on this uptrend, we see that the price is actually now battling with the 61.8% Fibonacci level. So if we do move to the downside, then these are going to be our next levels of support. And likewise, if we move to the upside, Then our, so I already mentioned, so it's going to be 1863, followed by 1882 area, and then 1900, my friends. Alrighty, so my friends, let's do a quick little recap. Popular safe haven assets are the United States dollar, we have the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, government bonds, especially U.S. treasuries, defensive stocks, shares of companies that will perform well even during a recession or a crisis, and gold, my friends, and gold. So let me go ahead and check to see how everybody's doing in chat. How can I deep rush Patil? How can I get started with Olymp trade? First of all, welcome. What I want to mention is that you can go to our YouTube channel, and what you can do is, oops, excuse me, you can click on playlist, and we actually have a lot of fantastic master classes and videos. We actually have a full tutorial, a full playlist full of videos on how to start trading Forex for beginners. And there's actually also a full playlist dedicated to FTT trading. Oh, excuse me, that's FTT strategies right here. Fixed time trading for beginners. So definitely check them out. We go in depth and we explain the difference between the two trading instruments, how to get started, where you can find all the parameters and stuff like that. So this is where Deep Raj Patil, I would advise for you to start. Now, Rish, don't you usually prefer lower time frames like 2 and 5 minutes? If yes, why so? My friends, I actually tend to trade more personally. I tend to trade more on higher time frames, like the 30-minute time frame. My favorite here lately, probably for like the past half a year, has been the 1 hour time frame. For both FTT and Forex, I do make a good profit. I do have higher quality signals because I'm using a higher time frame. But please don't forget that. Yeah, I also trade lower time frames as well. I do like to turn to lower time frames when I'm trading on news releases and stuff like that. So I can't say really that I prefer to choose a lower time frames, but I do trade them sometimes. It really depends on the type of trader that you are. Let's see here. Can you give advice about Bitcoin and Brent? Now, you know, there are a lot of people who are like crypto, who love cryptocurrencies or cryptomania. I probably honestly don't spend enough time in the crypto world. I do believe that Bitcoin currently is on the rebound. So for more trading ideas, for different instruments, I definitely would advise for you guys to check out our video releases, because we are releasing very like hype videos about the things that are going on, the things that you should be paying attention to at the time. So definitely look for those releases, more information on Bitcoin and Brent as well. And Sai Sathya for earnings and stocks right now. I do advise a few comments below this. I posted a link. So Yaroslav released a video yesterday on the things to pay attention to. So right now, of course, the earnings report is at its peak. So definitely please check out that video for that information. And of course, one more time, I do want to remind you guys that we are starting a brand new challenge on Monday, February the 1st. It's going to be the 6 Days Traders Way Challenge. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have risk-free trades. We're going to have bonuses. We're going to give you test drives of each status and so forth. So you definitely want to pay attention. And once again, you want to go ahead and participate in a challenge by using this promo code. It is TW2021. You can find the promo code pinned in chat to this stream and also in the description of this video. We're going to have more information for you about the challenge soon. So you definitely want to make sure that you are subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video, if you enjoyed this content, if you got some useful information. And don't forget to ring the bell so that you get our notifications and that you are always up to date with our releases and our publications and so forth. No Shubham Bawan Car. I hope I pronounced that correctly. No risk-free trades for today, but stay tuned for next week. There's going to be a lot of prizes. Once again, thank you so much for joining today. It was very exciting to see all of you. And please join our live stream tomorrow for more information. Alrighty, my friends, thanks so much, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.